Hi.
Hi.
It's been a minute.
It has. I forgot to change my internet here.
You did forget to?
I did, but I switched it over, so we should be good now.
Should be good. All right.
We should be.
Seems like that was kind of solved all the problems last time.
Yeah, I know. Seemed to be the case.
Well. So that's looking really good, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You've been putting some effort into that one. Not that you don't usually, but it just feels like there's I don't know. It's just really working for you.
Thanks. Looks like you're back at it at the inkings here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty it's not really anything new for me, is there? It's just the same old, same old.
I mean, but it's still amazing, so.
Well, maybe amazing output in terms of how much I'm doing. Whew. It's a lot of drawing.
I was gonna say you are doing quite a bit. You are not wrong.
Yeah. So
that's pretty.
How's all your children's?
They're alive. They are alive last time I checked.
Like, I don't know, that could change any minute, but for the moment.
Yeah, exactly. But no, for real, they're doing good. Boys are doing karate. Came home with their cute little white belts today because they're intro. Split their first boards. So,
oh, wow. How long have they been in the class?
A couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're really thin boards, but
Still, I get you. You know, it's first step, right?
Yep. I told them any second now they're going to be on Cobra Kai.
Hell yeah.
You know, I could see it.
Everyone can relax. Yep. Everything is okay now.
I was starting to get, pretty worked up there.
We don't need Jessica worked up. We need her calm and in a good mood to draw.
That's true. Hey, the bros. Let's talk about you having like over 20K views.
Shit. That's nutty.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's I kind of thought there was a possibility that it could do well just considering the subject matter, but I didn't think it would do that well. And then I was like, I kind of didn't want it to do that well because again, I knew that the monetization was going to get shut off on it from the instant I uploaded it, which it did. I'm like, that's fine. We'll just go. But and I don't know if you saw, I mean, I did one today that was like here's the censored version of that video where I took the book and had I put little yellow post-it notes over all the stuff that you're not supposed to see. So there are parts of it where it's just covered in just post-it notes, and it was pretty funny.
I know I saw it, and you're like, you said sorry, Frank.
Yeah, the guy who actually was the artist of the actual.
Aw,
I even did parts where I like put yellow post-it notes over its pictures of his face in the book, just as for a. But it's I've got like 180 subscribers off of that video alone
yeah.
because there's an analytic that will show you different things like that, and how many people have subscribed off that video specifically, and it's like almost 200 people. So you know that's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, can't can't say that isn't
Yeah,
in itself quite the
yeah.
accomplishment.
It's not like nothing good has come of it. It's just like I was saying in the video. I'm like, I, I would still like some cash. You know what I mean? I mean, it's
Right.
like, it would have been nice to get some extra ad revenue off of that one because I've been waiting for one to just go off like really good. That's pretty
Yeah,
dang right. And I'm like, oh, of course this is the one. So,
of course.
oh well, I've whined about it enough.
Yeah. But I get your frustration. I do.
Yeah. But even more surprising is hitting 4,000. So remember last time we were talking? It was like 10 days ago. We were at 3,500 subscribers, and we're like,
Mhm.
4,000 in no time. And then boom, here it is, just that fast.
Yep. Again, not surprising.
It's a little surprising.
Hello, Mohammed. It says, how are you, beautiful people? I am good myself. If you're referring to me as one of the beautiful people,
I'm
which I'll
pretty
take.
right. I think you can say it's a pretty safe assumption. So who is this character you're drawing? I know there was a discussion of like, don't tell people what it's from or something like that, right? You guys were talking about draw a character from the, but like keep it as
Yeah.
people can guess or something like that. Was that the kind of it?
Yeah. I don't know that anyone will guess this one. I'm reading this book, as I'm an ARC reader. So I got to read it before it comes out, and it comes out on July or June 4th, so next week. And it is the Abigail Breyer, I believe is her name. I should know it for sure. I'm the worst. Um, she she's actually a girl from Indiana, and she's really good friends with my sister-in-law, my brother's wife out there. And she's actually got quite a bit on this book. And I thought I'd love to read this, before it comes out and be one of the reviewers. So I'm going to post some fan art here of the main character, and then my review of the book tomorrow on like Amazon, but also on Instagram and Goodreads. And anyway, so that's why I'm doing this. And I thought, well, if anyone wants to draw a character from a book, we could just do that
Yeah.
since I'm already doing it.
He says I'm doing it. That just makes it easier on me.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, if we don't have a theme, um, but her name is Ravina, and the name of the book is Rush of Ravens. And so far, it's pretty good. I'm I'm liking it.
Yeah, I remember you talking about when you first kind of got this in your hands. What was it, a couple months ago?
I would have gotten picked. I didn't get it. I don't. I might have. It might have been a couple months ago. This is how fast of a reader I am.
I just remember you kind of talking about you had this opportunity, and quickly
Yeah.
it's come up. So, well, that's awesome.
And I knew it was gonna be, I knew kind of the gist of the book. It's fantasy, of course, which is usually the genre that I read. And then, but she had said it was gonna be not necessarily romance. It was gonna be more of a, I don't know, like maybe a slow burn on the romance and more on the um, kind of heroine side. And it really has, for a first book from an author, I feel like it's actually exceeded my expectations.
So it's her first book, or her first actual like professionally like.
Yeah, it's her first. I believe she is self publishing it, which she's doing a great job. She has like a meet and greet and everything, in Columbus, Indiana, happening the day it comes out, all kinds of stuff. So she's done a really good job of promoting herself. But yeah, it's her first book.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm impressed myself. Not that, I mean, what does it mean for me to be impressed? I don't know, but you know.
It's somebody that's achieving something and putting forth a lot of effort, and you get to kind of help it along.
Yeah. Thank you.
I seriously doubt that. That's gonna be all your thing right there.
One guy with the eye pop in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he's looking at the severed dead head of the guy and thought that these eyes look really alive in that beautiful face portrait you're doing over there.
I was being serious, actually. I really did think that.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's 100% that amazing drawing you're doing over there. That's one of the better things I've seen you do. I'm just saying, you
Oh, well,
feel
thanks.
like it just feels like you're inspired. I don't know. I mean, we haven't talked about it at all, so I'm just guessing on mine. But I don't know. Sometimes it just feels to me like some things, we all have times when stuff just kind of works better for us, and you can just,
Right, yeah.
and this one just, it's really working with what you're doing there. So
Yeah, well, thanks. Um, I appreciate that. I will say this. I sat down and I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna just sketch. I'm not gonna use a reference. I'm just gonna go by what's in my head. It's just gonna be for fun. And this is what came out of it. And I feel like that's always how it works. If I try real hard, it looks like dog shit, you
right,
know? But if I don't try real hard, then it's like everyone's like, "Wow, that's the best thing you've ever done." I'm like, "What? Really?"
I've had that happen to me before too. And so you come up with without looking at any reference.
Yes.
That's really good. That's really.
Okay, and you're gonna laugh, but I've done a similar face pose before, and I love these eyes. They're Marilyn Monroe eyes. I've done this art, and you did some art of mine, and where she's just, they're not very open. It's kind of looking from almost like she's looking down on you, and her eyelashes leave a shadow under the eye. I love that look, and I just thought I'm gonna try just to do the Marilyn Monroe
Yeah.
eyes and just go from there. So
Well,
that's what I did.
it's still a perfect example of like it's something that you've kind of seen and processed before, but then you just take your memory of it and add your own kind of feeling and vibe to it, and you produce something out of your own head there, and it just works.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Uh, I've had that problem though too when I'm just fucking around and something good comes along. So then I'll sit down and be like, I know that I can do this. I've done something similar before, so I'm going to really focus. And then what you produce
Yeah.
is shit. And I'm like,
Damn it.
God damn it! Why? Why is this not
Yeah.
working now? And it's worked before when I was just screwing around, like scribbling on a napkin at work or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just pisses me right off.
Yeah, that's, although I will say, I feel like nothing you really do more is like that. I feel like everything you do is really good.
Oh, you're very.
I'm not just saying that. I don't think you sit and you just doodle and it's like, oh, that is professional level stuff. And I'm saying that of knowing you for a while and feeling like there has been things I'm like, okay, that looks like a doodle. Not a bad doodle, but that's what it looks like. But now it's just like, oh, I'm supposed to do this for the challenge. Oh, it's perfect. Um, Yo, Mr. D Man. Um, someone's saying, it's asking, what have you been watching? I think he's talking to Mr. D Man because he said he's from the one stream to another.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gaten. I am painting a redhead. It is true. Good, good guess there. She is a redhead. So I'm just doing like a base skin tone here, and then I'm the worst. I don't erase my pencils, and I probably should, but I'm lazy. So I'm just gonna go over it and try to see what comes up here. Right now, it's coming together how you wanted it to so far.
What's that? Sorry, it kind of faded out there. What did you say?
Uh, I was just asking how your book's coming
Oh,
so far.
it's coming along. It's getting close. I'm getting
Yeah.
excited. And I hate to say it, like I'm getting excited to be done with it and playing. Like it's like I'm frustrated with it or something. That's not the case, but I am looking forward to just getting this thing just done, and we're getting close.
Mhm. Very close.
Yeah, I'm right at the climax of all the main story points here, and I've been working hard. I mean, you've probably seen me posting. I've been putting up stuff pretty much every day. You know,
Yeah.
trying to do the page a day or close to it to get done. And as long as I just keep it up, I should be able to be done in time. So, and it's so funny because I'm going through it so fast. I kind of, it's not that I forget that I did pages. It's just I don't know. I'm guessing you might be kind of the same. Sometimes you do a piece of artwork, you spend a lot of time kind of looking at it and staring at it and thinking about it and going over it in your mind, and so you kind of live with it for a little bit. Um, like
Mm-hmm.
that, the the umbilical cord's not even cut. You know what I mean. I'm just kind of looking at it and loving it and just trying to see what I did right or wrong or whatever. But I'm doing these
Yeah.
pages so fast. I'm just getting them done, moving on, getting it done, moving on. So I'll go back and flip through all these pages that I did. I'm like, not that I forgot about it, but like, oh yeah, this thing. Okay, yeah, right. I kind of just blasting through them so fast. So by the time I get it all finished, it'll even kind of be like a unique reading experience for me. I'm like, oh yeah, I did all these
I
pages.
came up
Kind of,
with that.
yeah, I did that thing.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to read it.
Yeah.
I'll try to be faster at it than I was the last one.
Oh no.
What is
I mean,
I won't. But
I won't
the
make.
fact that I read it honestly is pretty impressive, and you should feel nothing but honor.
Well, you'll be one of the first ones that I get a copy in their hands.
Woo woo! Will I
Yeah,
get one the day of the old Fanix?
yeah, that's as long as I have it done by then.
You should, right? You think you
That's
won't?
That's the goal. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I should.
Yeah.
I keep up the pressure. Keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I've got faith in you. I know John never does, but
That's because he's a shit.
he is, isn't he?
Right? He's kind of a punk.
I wish he was in here right now to hear this.
Right? We'd have some words with him.
But, he's also not very supportive, clearly, since he's not shown up.
Yeah.
So,
He's probably still getting home from work and got to go pick up his baby boy.
not a good excuse.
Excuses, like, come on.
Let's see here. D-Man said like head radar. Nice. How do you get the hair tones? Do you mix dark red with honestly, I don't know yet when I'm going to muted yellow, like almost white over the hair, and then I'll add shades of red into it. But that's not a bad idea. I'm not always the best with my colors. I'm still learning. So and this is watercolor, which is my least I don't know my least favorite, but I'm learning.
Right. Yeah. Sounds intriguing. What's that?
Oh, is someone calling me?
You haven't faded out on my end yet.
Oh, I didn't see a phone call coming through, but I wasn't paying attention to my phone and it's on. I've muted it, so I don't know now. It probably was. It probably was somebody calling me. Damn spammers, Mr.
Right?
D-Man said. No, I'm got my paint water over here by some of my records, and I'm just thinking that was not smart, Jess.
Hey guys, is she still frozen? Because she's still working fine for me. So was it just a momentary thing, or somebody? Let me know. Is it still? Are there
I
still?
can see where I froze up. I don't know if it's still froze because I'm behind on the stream. So,
Oh.
hmm.
Okay. Good. 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 This is just how this goes. But it cannot be said that you haven't attempted to fix it in multiple different ways. You have.
It's worked out.
So, how was your camping trip last weekend? You guys were gone for several days.
Yes, it was great. It was fun.
Was it cold?
Uh, it actually was cold when we first got there. The first day we were there, It's the desert. It's so weird. And then it really is. It's so weird. And then the last day or the night before it kind of warmed up. And then the last day it was really hot. It was like out in your swimsuit hot. And I thought, what is going on?
Crazy Utah weather.
It really was. It was just some crazy Utah weather. So, yes, she is supposed to be a badass barbarian character, Mr. D-Man. Yes, Gaten says, Muhammad, what's the question? I would like to know too. You kind of left us hanging there.
I hate.
He asked it and then he just kind of dipped on us.
Maybe he was waiting because we were all frozen up on one of our ends here, and it's like I'll just wait.
He's like, I'll just wait to ask. Clearly, they are amateurs.
They're experiencing problems.
Mainly myself.
Mm.
Okay, thanks. Okay, what is life or what is the purpose of life? Don't think about it too much. Just say what comes to the top of your head.
I feel
I
like we
mean,
questioned before. Like
it's like maybe he's asked this question to us before.
I feel like this is.
Um, I think the purpose of life is to find happiness.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just what I'm gonna say. He said not to think about it too much.
It's kind of a silly.
To end.
Yeah, Gaten. I just say just to contribute in a positive way into the world that we live in. Just leave things better than you found them.
I like that. I mean, I'm a Christian, and so I, tend to think there's more to life than death. I don't tend to, I do. But I also think to focus so much on that stuff and not just live in the now is a mistake. I think that while we're on this earth, just to be good people, like you said, leave it better than when we found it.
Yep. Seems like a reasonably decent goal.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Edgar. Says, I just joined. What the name Edgar always makes me think of?
What?
The now I'm gonna sound like a real idiot here. The butler on the Aristocrats.
Oh,
Did you ever watch that show? You
I
ever watch that show?
quadrillion years ago. So much so I don't remember anything about it.
Oh, Edgar.
I hear the name
Okay.
Edgar. I think of Men in Black, the
Oh yeah.
movie where the bug takes over the guy. He's like, it's an Edgar suit. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh,
Like the wife of
I
that.
don't remember that in. No, I actually don't. But I've been wanting to watch those movies with my kids. That's funny. Muhammad says, "Thank you so much." Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That guy is a trip, man. I've been kind of fast. I don't know. I don't know if you know the story behind his death or anything. Do you?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. So tell me.
Okay, so I've kind of been not really fascinated. I went through a phase of years ago where I was. It's not as recent, so I may not remember all the details. But he was kind of a distraught individual. He suffered from a lot of mental illness. And I think in the end, when they did an autopsy, I believe they actually found like a tumor on his brain, or
Really?
they thought it could have been, possibly, but from what I understand, a mass, I believe, found. Um, was it in Baltimore? I believe so, yes. In Baltimore, in a gutter, in clothes that didn't belong to him, and they believe that he died of alcohol consumption. Like he had a problem with being able to consume alcohol. Like it was poison to him. Like I guess an allergy of some kind. I don't know if that's correct or not. I can't remember the exact detail or what it was called. But he knew that, and so he didn't consume alcohol very much or very often. But he was found near one of the it was like a polling booth. Um and they believe famous people didn't know really who he was. But this was quite a ways away from where he lived. And they believe that the way he died, or one of the theories is that he was because when you voted, you also got a drink. That he was forced, like a group of people who wanted to get so many votes for one side, forced him into this voting poll station multiple times, either by threatening his family or threatening him, or and then made him drink the drink afterwards each time, and he died from
Jeez.
it. That is like one of the theories.
Sure.
And I always thought that was kind of crazy, just that is like one of the theories that they came out with. And I don't know, maybe that's not what happened. But I always thought it was a weird one, just very
I
strange.
didn't know any of that. You're gonna make me go do a little googling and look up a little bit into that because that's interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Um, because I believe the Baltimore Ravens, the football team, they get their name from the most one of the most popular poems of his, or
Yeah. Yeah.
which is the Raven.
Yeah. Gee.
Um, yeah, and it was more acceptable back then. But even with that being said, the age difference was pretty massive. And then, of course, it being his cousin, just all kinds of stuff that was kind of interesting about him. He couldn't win because she ended up dying anyways. He just had a rough life.
Sounds like
He really did. He just had a very just rough life. Mr.
this.
Demon says,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Mr. Demon says Baltimore is a fucked up city.
Yeah, probably. I was gonna say my closest association with his actual works um, comes from an episode of The Simpsons.
Oh
I
my
think it's one of
gosh.
their Halloween episodes where they have Homer play out the Raven, and he's
Mm,
saying the actual words of that actual poem, and that's for the longest time the closest kind of actual. I've heard some of the lines from it, but there was that whole episode of the Halloween episode of Simpsons where Homer's just repeating. It is pretty damn entertaining. And then at some point, I got a copy of a book that had that entire, if I remember correctly, the entire that Raven thing, and it's not like just a couple verses of a poem. Like it goes on,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for a
Oh yeah.
like a long time. Like there's a lot to it. And I was reading it. I'm like, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah. I mean, talented, hella talented in that respect, but obviously the things he wrote came from a dark place, like we've talked about with most artists. That's funny you mentioned that. I'm watching The Simpsons with my kids all the way through. We've just started it. I wasn't always a huge fan, but I didn't watch it very often growing up,
Wow.
and so I wanted to watch it. Yeah,
The first 5, 6 years of that show were like the primo stuff by far. And then
yeah.
trails off into like occasionally brilliant. And then I stopped watching it for years. I just like everything I think of is like the stuff from the first 10 years at most. And then I don't know
Oh,
anything about it, but it's still, I'll still go back and rewatch them and just have a great time.
yeah.
Yeah. Lisa's,
Oh, it got it for me. And my mom was just not a fan, and she just hated the show. And but I apparently loved that thing and took it everywhere with me. And I'd never seen the show. Just kind of funny.
that's kind of funny. Yeah. Like I've never seen it, but I love this little doll. So,
Yeah. I was like 4. Hello, Marcus. Hi, I'm back. Long time no see. Marcus Romero.
yeah. What's up?
My husband's name is Marcus,
Yes, it
actually.
is. Good name.
Good, strong name. I don't know about that. Just kidding. I'm not making
I'm
fun of
like,
you. I'm making fun
that'd be funny. He'd be like, "What the fuck?"
of. He'd be like, you know what? I actually don't know if he'd be that offended.
It's like, you got a problem with my name? You can just tell me.
I actually gave that name to middle name to my oldest son.
Oh,
So I must like it.
must do.
This panel you're drawing is just, or I guess you're inking it at the moment, but just kind of funny. He's like holding up this head.
Yeah, severed. You probably missed it, but we were having a conversation where we were talking about this scenario where this guy cuts off this guy's head, but this guy's like an undead monster, so he doesn't die. So they're like, oh, it would be a great comic is it like if he goes around with that head and just takes it with him because the hero guy who won the battle, he doesn't talk much at all, but he's got this severed head of this like angry, pissed off monster. So it's like he's just got it in a bag with him, and it's always talking and barking these just insulting things. And the guy will like go to a bar and sit down and have a drink, and he's got this severed head. They just plops on the counter, and just we were just talking about how the funny, stupid shit you could
That
do.
actually would be awesome.
It is kind of a funny idea. They're like, just have him just tote around that severed head. And then even Chuck was kind of listening in, and he's like, "Oh," and then so the main guy doesn't talk, but the severed head talks a lot. There's an idea right there. I'm like, you're not wrong.
That's
There's
actually great.
Yeah, we were having a good laugh, and I'm like, that's actually a funny idea, guys. Mm.
So I'm at a loss of what to draw for the group draw, says Gaten. Because he said, I think earlier, and I didn't read it, sorry, that he already the two that he was going to draw, because the group draw is drawing a character from a book and then having people guess what it is. And he was saying he wasn't he'd already come with a couple ideas, and I guess they'd already been guessed, so now he doesn't know what to draw.
Yeah,
And I had said maybe something non-comic, because you know what those people look like because they're in comic books.
like,
uh huh.
yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it's I don't have any advice on that one because I don't read enough books to be able to like, oh yeah. I mean, there's a couple I could have done, but you know me, I got to work on this shit.
I know,
Uh,
you're too good for us.
it's kind of true. No, I'm just kidding.
Mr. D says, what color are you gonna make her lips? So I was gonna go with kind of a natural pink look, but now I'm wondering if I should just make them red or not. I don't know. I started with the pink, so we'll see what happens, I guess. See how we go. I will probably outline this with ink because I didn't, you know, do what I probably should have done. Erased all my pencils.
I was going to say, you can make a really interesting piece of artwork with the painting on top of the rough pencil still there, and it still works. I've seen a lot of artwork like that. It just makes it look like mixed media as long as the end result, comes with the way you want it. Unless you wanted it specifically to look really clear, like no scratchy pencils, but I think that would work just fine.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Now I'm thinking maybe I didn't make a big mistake. Maybe my laziness will pay off.
There you go. I'm here to help. I'm a booster. I'm here to make positive statements.
Thanks, Rob.
Right. This coming weekend, I've decided I've got this store around the corner that sells those tomahawk steaks. Have you seen those things? Those giant things with the bone
Oh,
out.
yes.
I'm gonna go get one.
Yes.
I'm gonna grill it up
Oh,
on Sunday. Miss Danielle
woohoo.
over. I said, hey, if I get one of those tomahawk steaks, you gotta come over and help me eat the fucking thing. She's like, all right, I'll do that. And the
She's
roommate will
like down.
right, like hell yeah, fuck yeah, she's a meat eater. And then the roommate will be around, so I'm gonna try that. I mean, I've never cooked one. I'm not kind of sure how it's gonna go. With that's such a giant, thick piece of meat, but kind of excited to give it a shot.
Slow and steady.
Right, right. That's what we were talking about. Like,
That's what I would say.
right,
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
give it a shot.
I have not been doing good on my carnivore
I
diet.
was gonna
I'm not
ask,
gonna.
but I didn't want to put you on the spot.
No, I've been sucking. Um, to be honest, I'm probably doing better than I legitimately thought I would. Because mostly I'm able to cut out the carbs pretty good, so that's been working. I just struggle not eating vegetables. I actually really do, or fruit. I'm really struggling with that.
I get it.
So, and because my husband, like, I mean, that's mostly veggie related stuff. It's
Right.
kind of hard to. It's like right there,
Yeah, it's not like
but
a bad thing.
no, I know. It's actually interesting though. I was watching. I don't know if you've seen it, but what's the name of it? It's called. What is it called? You Are What You Eat. Have you seen that one?
I have not. It sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, it's an incredibly, incredibly biased vegan documentary.
Yeah,
And I love the idea of it because I love the idea that what they do is they take and they put them one on like a omnivore diet and then one on as vegan. And so one can just eat basically like meat and grass and everything. I think like a low amount of carbs, and they send them the meals. But then the other ends up being having to do a vegan diet. And I'd never seen it, but I had heard about it, and everybody was like, "This is biased as it comes," and it is. I mean, none of the experts on there are for the meat eating side of it, or even just grains or anything like that. Like they're or not grains, dairy or anything.
sure.
But I thought, you know what? It sucks that it's so biased and that they didn't actually just do the science behind it because I'd really want to see what the differences are and like how they affect somebody with this almost, identical, gene makeup.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that's how I always think about it is I feel like in a lot of situations it depends on your genetics how a diet affects you.
of
And so I
course.
really wanted to see that, but it wasn't what it was. So I really was like, man, I hope someone actually just does this, but instead it's just clear science. It's going to be interesting to see. Vegans are annoying, Mystery Man says. Oh no.
But anybody can be.
Huh? I used to be vegan for about a year. I was vegan. And there were some really positive things about it. I won't say that, it was the worst. I did lose a lot of weight really fast.
Oh, really?
Um, oh yeah, I lost a ton of weight. I was 125 when I started, and I got down to about 102 pounds.
How long ago
Um,
was this?
this would have been back, to be fair, I was stressed, so you could chalk that up. This would have been 2018-ish, 2018 or 2019-ish.
But
I got
you're so tiny, but to be down to 102, that's like too far, right?
it was too far. I felt I didn't like it very much. But here's what I learned. What happened was I started out and I was instead of eating what I would say is actually vegan, uh, probably because she couldn't find any food she was allowed to eat, is what Gate said. Exactly. So here's what happened. Is in my mind, being vegan meant you only ate vegetables all the time. That's just what you ate, right? So all I did was I just ate vegetables all of the time. And the thing that I took me forever to learn is just because you're vegan doesn't mean that there's not plenty of fattening, sugary, carbo things out there that you can have.
I mean,
And then
French,
I learned that.
eh,
Oh yeah.
like
So
for example.
then I started. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just that just for example, like French fries are vegan, right? And that's not good for you. But anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Exactly. So also, I believe it was Twizzlers are also vegan. I could have all kinds of Twizzlers. Um, a lot of candy I was able to actually eat. So then I realized this. I gained a bunch of weight back. When I say a bunch, I got up to 116 to 120 ish, kind of sitting about that. And then I maintained that and I really liked that weight. But here was the problem. Yeah, the Oreo vegans, Josh says. Exactly. Oreos is one of them. You really there's plenty of vegan foods out there that are horrific for you, and you don't really need, you know, it is what it is, but it's not really all veggies and rabbit food. There's actually a lot of processed food that was vegan that I ate that probably was worse for me than any process than regular processed food was. I could eat an Impossible Burger, but an Impossible Burger has a lot of estrogen in it,
And them
which can cause
burger shits are not healthy for you. It's just like people like there's just no animal products in it. That ain't
exactly,
not like a it means it's healthy.
exactly. It was not healthy. There's all kinds of things in that. So anyway, I had that epiphany and I learned I could eat whatever and not whatever, but I could eat more. But then I found out not only that, but when I went into the doctor and when I had some blood tests done, I learned that I was extremely deficient in a lot of areas. And this is when I quit being vegan. I honestly had all kinds of problems. W- I already struggled with anemia before,
Right.
and it was really bad. I didn't have a lot of consuming iron. Was really difficult when you're trying to get iron just from vegetables. It's actually harder for your body to process
Yeah.
than have to chips. Long story short, I learned a lot from that. I didn't there's a lot of good things about it, but I would never do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that I've heard a lot of people talk about. It's like, I want to be vegan because I don't want to hurt animals. But then there's a lot of absolute fucking garbage that, like, and then it's like, it doesn't by default. Like, I think the problem is some people think like go vegan is the healthy way to eat, but that doesn't by default make a person healthier. It really doesn't.
Well, and honestly, my the reason why I started it actually is we found out that my husband had uh, fairly significant liver disease at the time.
Right.
And that was one of the things his doctor said, go vegan. Go vegan. Get your because your liver can't process things. Help lose weight, I think too, because even though he's never been like, oh, this is sweet. We'll try this. We'll do this. And I think it works for some people to do more vegetables, but I think cutting out the meat entirely was a big mistake, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Apparently it was for me. So
Yeah.
it worked out okay for him and he still does not vegan, but he eats, I would say, majority of a non-animal product diet and then add some meat in there from time to time type thing. Like he ate what my I made some beef tacos tonight and I
Yeah.
just ate the beef. But anyway, I got off on a tangent there about it.
No, it's fine. I mean, it makes sense. Like everyone kind of bodies reacts differently to different things, and especially if, like in your husband's case, where his body can't process certain things, so you got to do what you can.
Mhm.
Well, there's very few things in this world that are like a one size fixed solves everything for everybody.
Right. And the thing is, I know, I have a friend who he is a very dedicated vegan, and honestly, he does a really good job of making sure that he has, supplements that help kind of make up for that difference,
Right.
and he's very healthy, like, he loves it, he feels really good on it. So, again, I sit here and I feel like I'm bad mouthing the vegan thing, but I truly didn't feel like it was so bad that it just for me, I would never go that route again, you know?
Yeah. Hey, Courtney just joined up. It's always good to see Courtney.
"What up, Courtney?"
I was telling her last time, it seems like her little draw it in her style thing for the Discord's been going good. A lot of people,
I know. I need to do that. I saw some great ones on there.
yeah, everyone's been doing really good.
She has a really fun character, I think. And it's interesting, I always say this, but, and I know I need to do mine because I did want to do it as well. It's interesting to me because I think at one point Courtney said she didn't like purple. Maybe I'm wrong, but she just does has the most vibrant pinks and purples in her art, and I would really like to try use watercolor over it, something, and maybe try to do in my own style watercolor because I think it'd be so cool. I always know it's Courtney's work when I flip past it because of those vibrant colors she
Oh yeah,
does.
oh yeah. You can like I don't even need to see the name. It's like I know that girl's artwork right there.
Mhm. I love that.
That's a pretty
Thank
important thing, or not important, but a good thing to have your artwork so distinct that in passing you're like, oh, I know who did that one, or
Oh,
a,
yeah.
a pretty good idea. So Courtney,
Yep.
you do really good. You have a very distinctive style that can be identified, and that's awesome.
I love it. I love it. Every time I see your stuff, like, damn, that's so good.
It would be interesting to see you try to do something that's got those same kind of vibrant color schemes, but watercolor, because watercolor by its nature is kind of a muted kind of thing.
Yeah. That's true, that's true. Yeah, I should sit down and sketch that at some point. I've wanted to do her character for a while now. We've talked about it, and I'm lame.
I didn't want to say it.
I know.
Uh, I I don't mean that. Yeah, you're like, uh-huh.
I'm aware. I decide how to go about these lips, and I don't know if this is gonna end up being a mistake or not, but
Is that actual watercolor paper you're on, or just like Bristol board?
it's Bristol because I didn't plan on doing it in watercolor until after the fact, but it's fine.
It holds up pretty well, unless you end up needing to do like 50 coats over it. Then it starts to get like a little warpy.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you're not wrong.
Ay, 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 ay.
All right there?
Yeah, just kind of trying to plan what I'm doing next here. I'm just kind of mindlessly
Yeah.
around this thing. I'm like, all right, pay attention to what I'm doing.
I've moved my phone holder around,
Yeah.
and I'm really having to duck down underneath here
I hate it.
to try to, yeah, to try to get to my art.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean, like it's straight up and down, right on my paper, and normally this is where my head is at, so I'm like off to the side,
Mm-hmm.
like crooked spine or some shit like that. And doctor's like, "What the fuck, man? How did you do this?" I'm like, "I stream my artwork a lot," and he's like, "Don't you know that's the worst thing you can do?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Worse than football. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why wouldn't you move to Mr. D Man? I need to know more details here.
Courtney says both are
He said
look
something.
great, but I'm pretty sure she means to say that mine looks better.
Oh, stop it. Oh, that yours looks better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
Honestly, I could see that.
she's gonna chime in and be like, "You fuck no, I didn't mean that wrong. Don't you put words in my mouth.
He's like,
That was a
gosh.
joke and didn't mean it exactly."
Okay. You know what? You're off my Christmas list, Rob.
Oh. Well, if it makes you feel
No.
better, you were never on mine in the first place.
I know, you cheap bastard.
Zing. You know.
I'm well aware. So Demon says he wants me to produce his stuff. I'm too busy trying to do my own. I keep telling them I don't draw comics. Wow.
It's a good thing he's hitting you up if you don't do that type of stuff. Like, I don't draw comics. Like, all right, will you relocate out of state and draw my comic for me? I'm like, what part
That
of?
doesn't make any sense.
Uh,
People are like that, though.
you mean stupid?
Sometimes I think they know you better as an artist than you know yourself.
Could be.
Sometimes I'm just like, I can't draw this. And I know myself well enough to know I'm not doing that.
I got me a big old furry ass right here in the center of this panel. Look at that thing. Look at those ass cheeks.
Nice. I'm turned on.
I mean, who wouldn't be? Look at that thing. I mean, he's got no arms and no head, but that ass, that is America's ass.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Right? I beat you to it.
You did. It's
That was
America's ass.
funnier lines in that movie. I thought that was hilarious. I loved it. That's
Yes, I
that's America's ass.
my sister was like, I 100% agree with that.
Right?
I'm this detail work. I don't know if I want to do this or not. Da da da.
Uh-huh. What day did you say you got tickets for Comic Con, right? For FanX, you got already got the ticket.
I got him.
What day? It was just the one day, right? But what day was it?
Yeah, I can go. I got it on Friday for
Okay,
Friday.
right, right.
my husband will be doing some stuff. And so that was the one day I could do it. But I think that I am getting another ticket for the same day from my brother-in-law to come with me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's wanted to go for a long time, but he's like financially, they're like, we really can't spend the money right now, which I mean, they're like $35 right now. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. Just the basic pass.
Yeah, just a basic ass pass.
Basic ass pass. Ass pass. Courtney
Mm-hmm.
forward to getting to meet you.
I'm stoked to meet you too, Courtney. I think it's kind of cool, and then it's kind of crazy that I've talked to you so much, but then we've never met in person, and we live semi close. At least we live in the same state, so.
No.
But you never know. Maybe some of your fans, Rob, will fly out to come to this particular Comic Con so they can see you. I'm sorry, FanX.
Yeah, right.
That would be kind of insane, wouldn't it?
Like, hey, this is some dude rolls up to my desk. My art team was like, hey, it's D-Man. What's up? I'm like, what the fuck? You came all the way from Chicago? I mean, hope it was worth it.
He's calling you out, Mr. D-Man.
Courtney asked briefly, how many pages do I get done a week? I've been doing 4 or 5. If everything's kind of going right, and that's kind of the goal I've been kind of putting for myself to get things done. So it's pretty productive, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, you are pretty productive in that sense. I do think you're more dedicated than I would be. Clearly.
Just my life situation allows for it right now, and so I'm just able to just go crazy.
That's true. I'm gonna give myself a pass. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's still a great feat. Yes, Courtney says that would be so cool if some of your people from your channel came to FanX.
I
Mr.
don't know.
D-Man says, I gotta see how money is. Hey, that sounds like a maybe.
Right, he's like, yeah, fly out to Utah or drive out or whatever the fuck, because I just can't wait to stop by Rob's table and be like, hey, and I'll be like, hey, what you doing there, guy?
You never know.
I
You never
don't
know
know what
what might happen.
to do here now.
Well, I mean, they can still do the same FanX. You know?
Yeah.
Am I right? Right.
When you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
Thank you. What was that?
How you feeling? Watercolors over there.
They're okay. I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but it's coming together, I suppose.
Grant, what is up, dude? He says, I'm doing a show to promote my comic book, but I'm going to watch your show when we're done. Just stopping in. Well, how's it going, Grant? I hope things are going good for you. Yeah, D-Man's like someone's saying, and Mark and Nathan can show up too. I'm sure Nathan's going to just like fly in from fucking Australia.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
He'd be like, good day. I'm like, oh my Lord, how much money that
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Now there's pressure. I'm like, oh, geez, I don't know what to do now.
You'd have to draw him something for free if you flew
I,
out there. Are you kidding me right now?
but you're right. I'll be like, yeah, here's an original drawing for me. So when I'm really famous, whatever, you can have an original, and then you can sell it for money.
Sell it for money. What if you would just never sell it? Because, it would be held too many memories, you know?
Courtney saying squad meetup, right? There we go.
There we go.
That would be pretty wild. I mean,
Exactly.
like if there's just a bunch of us all like, hey, here we all are.
My husband and I, well, specifically my husband, but myself as well, played with a couple on PC gaming for many, many, many years. And then finally, after many years, we thought we were going to Indiana. They lived in Missouri. Let's meet up finally. And it was the first time I think my husband's ever met up with somebody who he's met through gaming. But I want to say that we played with them probably a good 6, 7 years for ever meeting up. And it was so fun.
Oh
I thought
wow.
it would be super awkward, and it was not. It was so awesome.
Oh, that's good when it turns out to be kind of fun and not like a oh Jesus Lord, what's this going to be like? Well, that's good. And you're still alive. You didn't get you get murdered or anything like that. So or you didn't murder them. So
Murder them.
yeah, so everything worked out. Well, that's good. That's cool.
Mhm.
I guess some
Yeah, it was super.
Gaten's like it would be totally off the table. See? Well, don't put pressure on me like that, fellas. People be like, "We're gonna go back to your place, right? We're all gonna get together. We're gonna have drinks and hang out and bullshit." I'm like, wait, hold up.
Why not?
Now, now there's pressure.
That would be awesome.
You would think so. I know. If that happens, you have to be there too.
I tell you what, if Gaten flies out from Australia, I would do it.
If Nathan does,
Or I'm sorry, Nathan,
I
yes.
was like,
Or
Dan,
if Gaten comes too. If Gaten comes too,
called
sure.
you. He's like, I ain't gonna show up for Gaten. I misspoke that name.
No, 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 no. I'm sorry. Honestly, if anybody came out, I probably would. Not for Rob,
Because
because whatever.
fuck Rob.
But, he said, whoa there, I'm a recluse. So me just getting there would be a thing.
You're like, this is a big deal. Let's not forget how important this would actually be if I traveled that kind of distance.
That's why Rob would have to host something at his place. You'd
Oh,
have to because everyone want to see where you do your lives and
ain't no
your.
one want to come to my place. There ain't no room.
Wow. Okay. Really speaking for everybody there.
Mm.
Really just speaking for the group there.
All right, Courtney. I'll probably be doing commissions, and by probably, I mean I absolutely will, because that's how I make a big chunk of my money at those tables.
What is she asking?
That I'll be taking commissions there.
Sounds like
I
she
always
needs some.
But then it's like awkward. It's like, I know you. I like you a lot too. So I don't want to charge you a lot of money. So then I lowball it. And then she rolls over to my brother next to her. And he's like, $250. And she's like, okay. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
That's
That's
such a John thing to
Those are
do.
not exact numbers, but it's kind of close to exactly what happened last time. I'm like, God damn, John.
That sounds just like John.
Right. That son of a bitch. And then Bobby was with me, right? And so these guys come up and commission me to do a drawing for them. And then
Mm-hmm.
asked her, and she asked like more than twice what I did, and they're like, didn't even bat an eye. They're like, okay. I'm like, so I made like $50.
Okay, but Bobby's also really hot.
Yes, that's true. And so I actually thought that might have factored in. I'm like, so like I'm gonna pay Chunky here that much money, but this cute chick here, I don't know.
I mean, did you ask for this? Ask for higher? Because you probably could have. Maybe they would have been fine with that.
They might have, but I can't. I can't.
I know.
It's it's hard.
I'm always like free because I feel bad because you're going to be disappointed with it when it's done.
Right. Yeah,
That's what
that's
I always say.
I'm gonna create absolute dog shit. So we'll keep it low so you don't feel too bad when you walk away going, oh God, I paid for this. I paid that much money for this.
Oh
Puke.
my
And it's
god.
hard to do good work at those tables. It's not easy.
Apparently, it was easy for Bobby.
Hey, I, you know, she just
I'm
saying,
just teasing you.
but she did draw for them. I was like, it's all right. But she made her
You said it
money.
was all right.
Yeah.
Wait, is it the one you showed me? The ones you were showing me? Was that what she drew?
No, the stuff that I showed you back then was like shit she just did for herself that she brought and we're already
Oh, really?
progress.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought she just did it right there because she was bored the last time.
They were not done, but she did. They're probably at least halfway done and she just kind of kept going.
Okay, okay. Fair enough.
Don't get me wrong, she can make some really good stuff, but
Oh, yeah.
she does this pencil sketch for them for like $150. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, you will outsell me because I will not be doing any of it.
Courtney says she has to go. Her and her sister are making a cake. That sounds fun.
Oh, that sounds
Sounds
delicious.
way more fun than listening to me.
It does. I'm in for the
You know,
cake.
like I'll be right over. In fact, I'm gonna go make a cake.
Bye, Courtney. What was I gonna say? Hello from Turkey,
Hell yeah.
Metahan.
How are things in Turkey? That's a ways away.
That is quite a ways away. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I feel like this looks so much better in real life than it does on the screen. Honestly, I'm like looking over. I'm like, gosh, that looks terrible.
You're like, I swear it's better to my eye right here, but then I look on the screen and
Yeah, exactly. Oh well.
it's all right.
Where are you from? Is he asking Gate in that or
I would
us?
imagine probably just asking the chat in general.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. We are from the United States. You and I are in Utah.
Yes, we are. The beautiful state of Utah.
It is beautiful. just highly expensive.
Yeah, it's a little rough sometimes.
Disgusting expensive. Like they think it's California without the views.
I
I mean, actually, I do like the views in Utah, so I shouldn't be talking that shit. But
don't know that I don't necessarily want to be in California if I'm being real. So
that's fair.
I would choose Utah over California these days, any day, every day.
Damn, I like California weather. Speaking of which, did anybody watch the Beach Boys documentary? Because
I didn't know there was one.
wow, Rob.
You shisher. Where is this documentary to be found at?
Oh, I don't want to say because Mr. D-Man will be not a fan.
So Disney.
Yes.
It's like I knew.
Yeah. It's really good though. I learned so much I did not know about them.
I don't know that I know anything about them
What? The Beach Boys?
beyond their existence.
Wow,
They
Rob.
made these songs that are classic. I get it. What do you want me to know? Like all their like life stories and the names of their parents and shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
It did happen. It was just interesting. A few things that I did not realize. And my brother and I were talking about this. He's a big Beach Boys fan, but it is kind of he didn't know it either. How many members they went through? How many times all that part of it, he just wanted to write the music. So he would get somebody to travel for him on tour, which
Wow.
I thought was super interesting. But he was, the man behind the music. So that was kind of an interesting thing that I learned. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. I like the Beach Boys. I actually like a lot of their deep track stuff that isn't so surfer, more than their surfer stuff, honestly.
Well, I'll have to go search it out because it does sound interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, Meta Hand says the picture on the left is more perfect.
Oh, fired.
Huh?
Shots fired.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. I mean,
I'm kind of used to.
they're completely different things. It's kind
Yeah,
of hard.
I mean, I'm not at all offended by that.
I'll be offended for you.
I know exactly how it goes over here at the Rob's channel.
Rob.
All the fanboys. I'm just kidding.
Shit.
But for real, congrats on your 4,000 subs. Over 4,000 now.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's a little over 4,000. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy in the best way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
It's pretty awesome.
Nathan, you're at work. Last time this morning, way early this morning, you were streaming, and I was like, I got to get up and go to work. Now the tables have turned. But yeah,
Yeah, I
Nathan.
jumped on one of your streams, Nathan. I couldn't hear you very well. I think you had some music playing, and it was on uh, Instagram, but it looked like you were doing some neat stuff.
I like to see that he's been doing a little streaming too.
Yeah.
Trying to encourage other people.
Okay, Rob, stop pretending like you're God over here.
I didn't say influence. I said encourage.
Oh, you knew exactly where you were going with that.
Oh, I knew where you were going with it.
Yes, Nathan, you missed the meetup as Mr. D Man is talking about.
Yeah.
We are saying you should come to the US for the Salt Lake City FanX in September.
Yeah. We're like, I'm sure he'd love to spend all that money to pack up and fly all that way out here for some obscure little comic convention in Utah, just so we can have the pleasure of meeting Rob
Well, I'll be there too, and Courtney.
and Jessica and Courtney. That makes it kind of worth it. Certainly a lot more so than just be like, I don't need to meet Rob. I get all the Rob I need. Just having to listen to his voice on his channel, and that's all. I don't need any more than that.
Oh, stop it.
You stop
You're
it.
ridiculous. People like you. Just calm down.
Good enough. I'm smart enough. People like me.
Mm-hmm. Well, there'll be at least one good-looking girl there, Mr. D Man, and that'll be Courtney.
I'm going to say there's going to be three because there's you and Courtney and Bobby, and that's good times.
There we go. I am going to dress up for the first time in many, many years.
Had you decided yet, or are you still kind of weighing your options?
No, I think I'm going to do Electra. I think so. I had kind of liked that idea myself, and then you said you thought that was a better one. I feel like it's less done than Wonder Woman 2. So
That's probably true. Yeah. And then Nathan says, "All
oh
expenses paid." You betcha, buddy. We'll all chip.
yeah, Rob's got
Oh,
it.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
100%.
I will have to make
Rob's got you covered.
at the convention to get a picture of, if we can, all of us. Me, you, and Courtney at least, and get Bobby in there and have like a picture of all of us.
That'll be crazy. I haven't seen what to it, I guess. Nah, I mean not 13 years, but
What's been 13 years? What? Yeah. She'd be happy to see you.
hmm.
She'll be happy to see you. We're all friends. Yeah, Nathan, I wish I could afford to fly you out. That would be fun. And we just all get together and hang out. Once I'm a millionaire, we'll do this. So, never. But But if I won the lottery, I would have a. I'd rent out the upper level of a freaking hotel or something like that, and I'd fly in everybody. I'd pay for everything. We'd all get together, and we do a group video. We'll get a comic book. We'll get a Rob Liefeld comic book out and have all of us talk about it. Clusterfuck. And it would be hilarious. But the one catch is I gotta get rich first. So let's uh let's just see how that'll go.
Everybody manifests that.
Right,
Or
please.
manifest yourself, get rich, and then you don't have to worry about Rob getting rich. I don't know.
Yeah. I was like, wait, oh, that was really cute of you to be like, oh.
Something like that.
Farming Simulator Goat says, "Hi, Mr. Best Art in the World." That's a
Whoa!
bold statement.
But you'll take it.
I will take it. Gaten saying, if we all got together, it should be like, oh, then that should be a group project when we're all together. We all do a we'll all do a group project. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, it's
Mhm.
true. That would be fun. We have to get Chuck though too.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey brother, we're throwing a thing. There's a big thing happening. You gotta be there.
He'd be like, sure.
Yeah. He'd be like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I need to be around a bunch of people I don't know. Just wanted you to know that the invite was out there, sir. Not hard out
Mm-hmm.
check. Bring your guitar. You can serenade us.
It's true. I would be okay with that.
Hell yeah. D Man's asking if she's wearing war paint. Is that kind of the lines across her eyes? You sound like you had like a whole bunch of thoughts. It is. Yeah, it is. I understand. That's fair. Matthew Moreau says, sorry, I almost left. I'm not sure how to
Oh
take
my.
like a like I had enough of your guys' shit. I almost just shut this off.
It is a funny statement. It is a funny statement. Sorry, I almost left.
I had enough
It
of you.
was just too stupid in here.
You guys are a couple of clowns, and I got better things to do, which is fair.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't blame him. It's just a funny way to come into the conversation. Like,
Yes, sir. I almost like bailed on this thing. I know it's fair. We're just a couple of clowns over here.
I don't know why that's so funny to me, but I'm seriously laughing my ass off over.
Calm down there, Spaz.
I know, spazoid, as my husband would say.
Is that what he does? He said,
He doesn't say that about me, but he says about my kids a lot.
yeah. I broke
Just spazoid.
my youngest son's little heart when he was visiting me yesterday because when I had him this last weekend, he always likes to get these little bags of Oreos with this. It's the little tiny Oreos, like the little small ones, like the size of like a nickel, instead of the
Oh
full
yeah,
size, coming like just a bag. So we go
yeah.
shopping. He's like, "Can I have these?" I'm like, "Sure." But then he doesn't eat them at all the rest of the night, and he leaves them at my place.
Oh
So
no.
I kind of just help myself to him, and then he comes over. And then after he'd been here a little while, he's just kind of sitting on the couch. I'm like, "How you doing, son?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm all right." I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I was kind of wanting to come over and eat my Oreos, and I can't find them." And I was like, "Oh, your fat ass daddy ate them." I just saw him just like die inside just a little bit. He's like, "You fucking asshole." I'm like, I know. How about this? I can't get you any right now, but I'll
Your
make it.
ass should have gone out and got him some right that
I
moment,
If I was a
sir.
good dad, I should have. I would have done that. But as it stands, I'm not a good dad. So,
As you've proven by eating your child's Oreos.
right? Kind of a piece of shit am I? And he was just kind of silently, quietly, just dejected. He's like, all right. Thanks, Dad. I'll remember this. I'll hear about it in 20 years. He's like, you know what, Dad? I remember being a kid. Your dumbass ate my cookies. And I knew at that moment that I hated you. I'm like, oh, come on, son. So I'm gonna have to undo it. I'm gonna have to work hard.
You gotta fix this shit, man.
Right? I gotta solve these problems. He'll remember this.
He's gonna, yeah.
Dad, you're so fucking lame. I know, son. I know this. Jessica tells me all the time. Is what? Oh no, not at a fight. Of course not. So it was like I screwed up in multiple ways. Oh, it was it was not my finest moment. He was just you could just see him. He's just died. Just he was just kind of quiet about it. He's like, yeah, I kind of was hoping to have my Oreos, and I can't find them. They're gone. I thought about blaming the roommate. I'm like, yeah, Whitney ate them. Then he would have gone to her and like, Whitney, why'd you eat my stuff? She would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? Did your dad tell you that? Your dad's a liar. And then you know what? They
That's
would
true.
believe her 100% over me. If she'd be like, your daddy's he's full of crap. They'd be like, oh yeah,
And she would be right. I mean,
yeah,
justify.
yeah, yeah. So I feel kind of bad about it.
Damn. We all do it, you know.
With her.
I've never done that to my children, but I just kidding.
Ooh, I bet if we dug, I don't know. I'm sure you've
I
got
don't
a
know. You could. I'm
you got a
sure. I'm sure I have.
better track record than me.
No. No. I actually end up usually giving my children my food, and then the best is when I accidentally give my children their dad's food. I'll never forget. We, my stepdaughter was over, and my husband took her to. Um, he took all the kids to go get food. It's like McDonald's or something, and I didn't know what everybody had gotten, and she gets home, and she had said, I guess, that she didn't want any fries. Well, he went to the bathroom, or he was gone. And I see her over there, and I was like, "Oh, you can eat some fries, you know?" Like, and she just starts chowing down on these fries. I mean, she just eats all of them. And he comes down, he's like, "What the? Are those my fries? Where
Fuck.
are my fries at?" And he's like, "Did you just eat my fries?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, I didn't know. I didn't know what you got. I didn't know what anybody had got." He's like, "Wow.
Yeah.
Wow."
He's like, thanks, babe. Appreciate it.
Mhm. Yeah. I just don't know. I accidentally give them his ice cream sometimes. I just I don't care that much. I just
Like, eat it.
they ask for it. I'm like, "Sure." They're
Oh,
eating.
right. That's fair. Trying to think of what to do next here. And the other difficult thing is that my little bastard, little youngest son, he's so stubborn with what he'll eat. He doesn't eat anything.
To eat one of the one things he would eat.
Fucking always Oreos. And I don't know if his mom gets them for him. So he's like, Daddy gets this shit for me. Mommy doesn't. That's why I saved them at Daddy's house. Now I know better than to trust Daddy ever again.
Yeah.
Daddy's a
Wow.
lying sack of crap.
Well, you deserve that. I'm
I
just kidding.
do. I do. That's the thing. I 100% agree. I'm not. Oh, well. I'll fix it for him.
That page is looking really good, that bottom panel. You're really getting so good at doing that.
I think so.
I mean, I think so.
Well, people have been calling me out for not having backgrounds in this thing. I'm like, well, I know there's not. I don't have enough time to put backgrounds in a bunch of assholes. Dan Goodwin. I was. It might be, and I'm like, they're not wrong, but like, I have to make some compromises somewhere. I do. I absolutely do because there is people who show up looking for this stuff. Wow, that was pretty. That was. You're like, is it though? Really, Rob? I mean, you say all
Search yourself. Search your feelings.
right.
I'm just teasing, of course.
No, you make a good point.
I just suck. Nobody shows up for my artwork, so I have to be jelly, you know?
Yeah, that's you're right. You should be.
Yeah, it's true. I gotta say rude things because deep in my heart, I know you're a better artist than me.
Oh, come on. We
It's
just
actually not even that deep in my heart. It's not that deep. I just know.
yeah, I got to throw backgrounds in there sometimes. So when I do, I try to make it like worthwhile. So I put a big giant furry man's ass up front to distract you
That's
from
the kind of backgrounds I
and,
like.
and you're like, "Oh, hell yeah. Get that ass out there."
I don't know about the furry part, but I'm not that particular.
Sure.
I'm just saying. I keep looking over and seeing that Matthew's comment. Sorry, I almost left and start laughing again.
Sorry, I almost left. Like, don't make me leave.
You guys suck ass.
Like, I'm sorry. How can we make it better?
I'm not sorry. Just kidding. Just kidding. I am. I'm sorry that was It was probably me. Let's be honest. Let's be real. I have to actually make cookies tonight.
You have to?
I promised my 2-year-old.
Oh.
He said if I got um well, if his dad got, because I don't do the grocery shopping, if his dad got chocolate chips at Costco, I said I would make him cookies.
Little kids are going to remember that shit. You said you would, Mom.
Oh, I know. That's what I mean. There's time for anything else, but remember when you said?
You said, Mom. You said.
Like, how do you remember that?
Like, goddamn. She's like, you're only 2. What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Somehow.
All right. Well, I guess now I got to do some better penciling on this top panel that I've not done too much on. And then I've been blowing through my blue pencils like really, really fast
Oh, yeah?
with all the drawing I've been doing.
I guess that makes sense.
And I keep sharpening the shit out of them and it just grinds them down. Oh, I need to order more.
Oh, gosh. Just threw my brush in there, the wrong end into the water.
Derp.
Right?
You gonna be able to do one of these on Saturday?
I should be. I don't have any plans at the moment.
Maybe.
I mean,
Right. You never know what might happen. It's supposed to be a family thing for my end. Like everyone wants to get together and do like a outside movie night. I'm kind of like sounds stupid, but it's hard to explain without saying it in succinctly and it make it like not making sense. But I'm like I'm kind of pissed at all of them, so I don't think I'm fucking going. Right? It's I don't know. Yeah, and I should have brought it up publicly. I was having a conversation online with one of my daughter, Jesus Christ, my sister's daughter.
I was like, I didn't know you had a daughter.
You're like,
Okay.
do you have a daughter, Rob? Because I'm pretty sure you have 2 boys, and so unless you pumped a baby
I
into
think you're lying right now about this whole story.
yeah, already the story is kind of shifty. But and I was having this conversation. It kind of got political and like everyone's this is dumb. This is me being completely selfish and stupid. This is a me problem and I recognize it. This is me. But no one's backing me up on any level. And I'm the odd man out. And
Mm,
it happened all the time. And it's as simple as like this is so stupid when it's online arguments, but it's not an argument. We're having a conversation, but when it's like everyone's hitting the like with heart emojis to the person I'm having this conversation with, my sister's daughter. and then not one on anything I've saying about anything on my point of view. So I'm like, every one of you fucking disagrees with me. Every one of you, not one of you is like, I mean, I get what Rob's saying, but there's this. It's just there's no support to me at all. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, so then
Mm-hmm.
down a little road in my head of like, I see how all my extended family, my brothers and sisters and parents, they all get together all the time. Like my two brothers get together and they go like have poker nights with their homies, or everyone's getting together to do this. No one ever fucking invites. I'm never, no one ever wants to hang out with Rob. Now, I
Aw.
live an hour away, but it's like no one ever is like, you know what? I haven't seen Rob in a long time. I want to hit him up and go over to his house and come see him. No one ever
Yeah.
comes over to visit me. It's always I'll go out to them because they all live in the same area. They all live within 10 minutes of each other, except for John, but he lives like the distance it is from my house to all their area. He lives right in the middle, so it's a shorter distance for him. But like no one ever's like, I miss Rob and I want to go hang out with him. I want to call him up and go spend time with him. No one does. Not one person. But they all were like, you know, hey, we're getting together if you want to come out here. But I'm like, how about one of you fucking come visit me for once? And so I just start going down this road in my head of being like a selfish fucking dumbass. I'm like, no one wants to come visit me. So I'm kind of like being a bitter little bitch. And I'm like, no, I don't want to hang out with you guys either. I'm kind of having a little prima donna prissy ass moment. But it'd be nice if somebody be like, I actually really like hanging out with Rob and I would like to go spend time with them. And no one does. That's why I spend time with my friends that I know. You know, I hang out with you virtually, you know what I mean, online like this, or Claire, him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We hang out. We'll go get dinner sometimes, or Danielle will hang out, or me and the roommate do stuff. And I'm like, I'm just kind of rather do this. It'd be nice if my family wanted me around.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Do you feel like it's politically charged why they don't, or it's just that is just kind of that
It's
was just how it started, how
it's
you're feeling this way?
how I was feeling about it. Now I know that that's not it, but it can be. And that last conversation, Courtney's back. You done making a cake already? Damn, that was fast.
That was fast. I
Right?
hope you're delivering it to me now.
Right? Showed up at my door. What the fuck? So it's part of it. I know that I'm on the outs with all of them in that kind of way, and but we just don't talk about it. And when we all get together, it's all fine. It's all completely fine. But I'm just like, I know every one of you thinks this, and not one of you wants to have a conversation about it. And you could say like, um, well, that's just avoiding conflict for unnecessary reasons, and that's fair. I get it. This is me being a little whiny, you know. There's Chuck. He's like, my family sucks too, Rob.
I know I saw that. I was about to say, but I was gonna let you finish your thought.
Oh no, I appreciate that. And don't get me wrong, I love them all, but
I know you do.
I hate that it's just like, it just drives me. So it's my problem. It's me being a bit of a little bit of a prima donna, little douchebag. So that being said, my one brother announced, "Hey, we're having to get together at my place. We're having a movie night. Everyone should come over." And I'm kind of like, I don't even feel like responding. And it's me. This is 100% me being unreasonable.
Chuck says, I came in the middle of this, but family problems are my jam. The only family I even get phone calls from is my parents. I'm kind of the opposite in that area. My siblings and I are a very much united front. Um, at least the older ones, so like myself, my sister, and my one brother. Um, but we tend to struggle more with my parents, and a lot of it is issues with feeling like some of the things that happened when we were kids wasn't right, wasn't fair, and they don't take ownership for that. Some of it comes from it is political in a way.
Yeah.
even religious. I struggle with that. That's my struggle. Um, and so I kind of get it, and I kind of get feeling like I just don't care. I feel like in my family, and this is gonna be awful if my parents ever watch this, but they won't. We swear too much. Um, but I feel like the problem that I have is they sweep it under the rug. I actually hate that.
Yeah.
I hate and I'm not a confrontational person, but I think it's actually more I can't relax. If we've had a disagreement or we've had something like the big elephant in the room and we're gonna pretend like it's not going on, to me, I would rather talk about it and get it out in the open, even if we're angry, than it be this like thing we're just letting fester.
Yeah.
And so, but my parents have always been like that. It's always been, they would have the little come, let's talk, and I'd have to face, my parents because I'm always the awful child. What's funny is I really was the bad child and my sister wasn't, but they let on like it was my sister. They always thought she was the bad one, but she was fine. This is kind of funny. Um, but I get that kind of I I it's not okay. Like I can't just spend time with you. Like I this happened. It still happened. It still happened, regardless if we're just pretending like it didn't.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. And my family, we're all actually really close. There's a lot of love and there's a lot of tight knit family stuff, and I get it. And I'm letting this be a problem, but I just wish one of them would have the fucking testicles to say like, I want to have a conversation like why you think this or why you feel this way. So I'm more a fan of clarity of understanding than agreement. You don't have to agree with me, but I want you to understand where
Right.
I'm coming from. And then if you understand where I'm coming from, then you might have there's a better understanding of why I feel the way I do, and you're not just over there thinking I'm some unreasonable lunatic. So, but no one wants to
Yeah.
talk about it. And then, but like, I know that my dad and I actually agree quite a bit on some stuff. But I'm like, I wish he'd open up his mouth and kind of stand up when these conversations are having and kind of back me up. But he won't because he just kind of wants to keep the peace. I get it. That's fair. That's totally understandable. But the older I get and the more bitter, grumpy I get, I'm like, I don't need anything. When I went through my divorce, I realized I don't need fucking anybody except my kids. The end.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I need. And my boys and I have a great
And
relationship.
myself.
Yeah, right. Yes.
I know you meant to say that, but.
But I could cut all the family out and probably be just fine. And I don't want to do that. I'm not saying that's the ideal situation, but I could see that I could sever those ties and be just kind of fine. Um, Chuck says I cut ties with my family about 15 years ago. Now, since my mom died, I see no point in going back at all. That sucks, but sometimes that's just kind
That's
of
how
what
it
you.
goes.
Yeah, it's the
I've
one thing.
had family members I'm super close with, and I'm just like, it didn't, it was more toxic than it was doing
Yeah,
me any good.
yeah. Um, let's see. Um, D man, he's like, I can't stand being around my family on my mom's side. My dad's side is good though. Courtney's fist says family stuff sucks. Yeah, someone's saying I get along with my family. We just aren't connected. Yeah, I'm kind of like I am connected with my family. Like my mom loves us all unconditionally, and she doesn't care what anybody thinks. She just wants to be around her kids while we all
Mhm.
get that. And so does my dad. But my my brothers and my sisters. The thing that sucks, I've got that one sister that I don't talk too much to. I
Mhm.
Her and I actually are in a more agreement on the kind of the worldview stuff, which is ironic. Um, but that my younger sister, who I love dearly, and my older brother and my younger brother, they're all like these like I don't know how else to put it because I don't want to make it political, but I can't help it. I can't verbalize it any other way except they're all these raging lefties, And I'm like, you all are out of your fucking mind. And they think I'm the lunatic. So it's kind of like,
And here's
go
oh,
ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
The thing about political things is a lot of times you're getting people coming from different perspectives and different like life situations. And so, you know, I don't know. I have differing views based upon the way I grew up, but also the way that I see how I grew up, and I dislike it sometimes or so. But it's hard, I think, when it's family and you're like, I know what shit you came from. Eh, I guess sometimes it's hard. My oh, bye Chuck. Thanks for dropping by. There's a family member in my family, and they struggle a lot with. And it's actually my husband's side, but they struggle a lot with some anger about certain issues, and a lot of it's not just political. I'd say it's generational and all kinds of things. And I can look at it and think you're directing your anger in the wrong place, but they're never going to see it that way, you know? And so it's hard having honestly having a lot of conversations about life in general because we are never going to see eye to eye on some of the big issues that most people are talking about. And that can be tough. I get that.
Yeah.
But I have nothing but respect for this person too. So I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough place to be.
Yeah. And like I said, it's me being kind of a pain in the ass about it. The thing I just don't like is that I know that they all have these private conversations, even if it's just a quick, like, yeah, I don't know about Rob. I don't know why this. It's like they think that I'm,
Aw.
and I'm like, but I'm not a fucking idiot. Why don't you guys, you got just the fact that I know that they think that drives me nuts. But
Right.
I just need to fucking let it go, is what I need to do.
It's hard. It's hard. I get that. Makes me sad for you because it's never fun having those feelings,
Yeah.
dealing with that stuff.
It's one of those things where I've talked about, like, one of the things I miss about being married is that there was someone who always had my back. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't need anything except
Mhm.
as long as we're
Yep.
each other, we're good. And what's crazy is her and I, now that we're divorced, are way, way more aligned than we ever were when we were together. It's just me kind of having a change of heart about everything over the last couple of years. It's like, oh, well, that's
You really have, actually.
yeah,
But me too in my life, actually, because that's the thing is people change, views can change, and stuff happens. It is what it is.
just I got to get over myself. I'm just being a little bitch about it. But that being said, I kind of just don't have any desire to go to the family function this weekend. I'm not saying I'm not going to. I might, but right here, right now, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, on if you don't, we can do a live.
Yeah, I'm almost 100% certain I'm not going.
But yeah, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
It's never fun. We have a one of Marcus's sisters. It's really sad because he was pretty close to her when they were younger, but he never talks to her now, ever. And I support him in it. I personally am fine with this situation for the most part. I don't try to cut her out, but she has been caught in a lot of lies and some of them pretty big ones that could have sent some people to jail if they had been believed and all
sure.
kinds of stuff. And it's hard because, she wants to be she had a really, really awful thing happen to her last year where she miscarried, and it wasn't just I mean, it was she had triplets, and it was hard because I thought all most of her family feels this way about her. They know her situation, and it's really, really hard to see them go through something real and really, really awful and sad, and you have to keep them still at arm's length and keep those boundaries. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I know what you're saying is like, "Oh, I'm being a little bitch," or whatever. And, if there's a way to make it, fix it, still have good relationships, obviously, I'm for that
Yeah. None of them are
in
mad
the end.
about it except me. So that's what I'm saying when it's just me. But I just, ugh, I hate knowing that they think that I am just
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm the unreasonable one. Like, what? Yeah, it's my fault. It's just all on me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I get it. Hard not to have hard feelings.
Yeah. Saying he says they won't talk politics. I don't seek out those conversations because I dig for reasons behind opinions and they never bring them. Yeah.
That's fair.
Uh,
I never talk politics 'cause I'm not smart enough. I know I'll get completely just roasted. I'm just kidding.
they're like, justify your position. You're like, well, and they're like, exactly.
I can't justify my position.
Comics with Dan says looks cool. Is this for a work you're publishing? So it's just a fan comic that I'm doing. So I make it available, but it's not for publishing because it's a fan comic of Masters of the Universe. So I don't own it. I can't do anything with it, but I'm doing it because I like it. So that's what it
And
is,
you're so damn good at it.
I guess.
Mhm. Well, I think this is pretty close to how I'm gonna let this one go.
Yeah. It's looking good.
I feel like the skin tone's a little blotchy, but I couldn't really even it out, so guess it is what it is. Yours looks amazing. Oh my gosh, I am so absent-minded tonight. I threw a micron pin in the water.
Ding dong.
I am a ding dong, aren't I? Wow. What is wrong with me? Oh no. Oh no. I just smudged ink.
Uh-oh.
That is. What was I thinking?
Comics with
What
Dan
was I?
is nice. Will I be reading the Masters of the Universe Ninja Turtle crossover? Um, probably not. Those are
Why
two.
not?
I don't know. They're two very different things, and it doesn't sound appealing to me. But I guess it just depend on. I'd have to see who's actually drawing the book, and I mean maybe if somebody like handed it to me, plopped it in front of me, I'd certainly pick it up. But I'm not like aching to like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this thing. It's just
Yeah.
such a weird, like the Ninja Turtles and then He Man. It's just a weird. I don't know, but maybe.
Hey, Daniel, Mr. Goodwin.
Oh, there's the man.
Well, I will probably be jumping off here
Yeah,
myself.
we got about the 2 hour mark. I got some. I got some T-bone steaks I got to go cook up there. I got to cook them tonight. So I got them sitting out and getting them
You
up.
should do a video of doing that.
I should do that. This is Rob fucking up his T-bone steaks. I am going to cook them on the grill outside. I haven't done that, and it's been a minute since I've done that. So
There you go.
maybe I will. Maybe you just inspired another, not a day.
Dude, I love those.
It's
I
not a
think those
day
are
in the life, but
hilariously
it's a
fun.
moment.
Yeah. I think they're fun.
The trick is just remembering to turn the damn camera on at varying intervals and capturing the moment, because you just get busy and start doing shit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Thanks, Dan. I think I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't know if I'm doing too much with it and overworking it or what I'm doing here. So.
Well, it looks good. I hope you. Well, I'm sure you will take a picture of it and share it, because I'd like to see it in more detail. But
Sure thing. Sure thing. Yours looks amazing as always. You always capture the shadows perfectly. As
no, your thing's looking really good over there.
thanks.
If anybody, if
Appreciate
somebody
that.
were walking here and be willing to pay money for a piece of artwork, they're buying yours, not mine.
Only because you're the piece of a book that's not done. Yours will actually be sold. Mine will just be here. But I'm okay with that.
All right.
Mr. D-Man sneakers. I gotta dry my sneakers by the fan. Earlier, he was talking about how he hates white sneakers. Hard to keep clean. All right. Well, I'll see you Saturday. Unless you decide to go, let me know. We can, you know,
We'll hook up
chat
again,
about it.
right? Okay. So,
Let's do it. And bye.
yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna cut out too. I got enough done on this page. I got to go get those things cooked up. So, all right, guys. Thanks everybody for stopping in. As always, appreciate it very, very much. D man, someone saying Dan, Courtney, comics with Dan. If you're still watching, all you guys. Yeah, I'm taking off. It's been 2 hours ish, so yeah, I'm taking off for now. Thanks, Gaten. I appreciate it.